In working with hundreds of leaders from around the world, I've encountered many situations where it didn't seem like I could get to the root cause or root issue with part psychology, NLP, somatic work, or even working with psychedelics because there was something else blocking. And that something else is almost always an ancestral wound or ancestral energy that is unprocessed. And once I started working with that, then what happens, lots of times that energy dissolves and that wound or that pattern releases and allows more of your higher self to come in, because it's almost like you were carrying on the legacy or honoring that ancestor. And Duke University, Yale University have been doing studies for years on Holocaust survivors and their children and grandchildren who show biometric data that they suffered a severe trauma even though they weren't even alive during the Holocaust, meaning the children and the grandchildren of Holocaust survivors. So we know this stuff is legit, but how do we get it cleared out? And what does it look like? What does it look like when we see patterns and stories show up that are like outsized reactions? Well, part of it is a little bit of inner child work, but sometimes inner child work with that wounded parent or wounded ancestor that is showing up and trying to drive and dominate and protect you. Now, one of the best books I've read on it, It Didn't Start With You by Mark Woylan. Highly, highly recommend that. The link will be in the episode below. But I want to encourage you, dive into this, explore some of this, because some of the times we're reacting against, it could be conflict with our spouse, conflict with our kids, conflict at work, or money blocks that's really rooted not in your life, but in someone else's life. And we need to reclaim dominion over your own spirit, over your own energy, over your own life. So as we dive into the meditation, I want you to invite the possibility that you might be carrying some of the wounds of your parents, some of the wounds of some other relatives, some even of relatives you've never met. And some of their sadness, some of their fear, some of their resentment, some of their pain, some of their joy might be expressing itself in you, and we want to reclaim energy around you. Additionally, if you're an empath, it's almost like you're an energetic Swiss cheese lots of times, where your boundaries are messy. It's not really clear where you end and someone else begins, and you're taking on the burdens and the energies and suffering of others that you don't really need to anymore, and you never really should have. All right, but someone didn't really teach you that. So today we're going to start working with that and start clearing space for you to be you and for them to be them. Okay. So as we slide into meditation, as you may remember, I love to bring in multi-sensory experiences. So if you've got a little Palo Santo stick or an essential oil, just rub that on your wrist if you've got essential oil, or a little spray. And just notice the sensations of your body as you slide into a sense of connection, a sense of presence, a sense of awareness. So take a few deep breaths now. And as we begin, just see if you can notice the sense around you. If you put a little essential oil on, smell that. Light the Palo Santo. If you got a candle, I've got a little candle here that's quite nice. Gives a nice little scent to the room. Just so activates other senses, okay, and brings us into our body, less in our conscious mind, just slightly. And then when you're ready, we'll just go ahead and close our eyes, and we're going to sink more deeply into the meditation. And I want you to follow the sound of my voice. We're going to just start with some nice slow breaths in, but imagine that your lungs are like a balloon, mainly in your belly, a little bit in your chest. Maybe even if you want, put your hand on your belly. And with each breath in, you're going to see and feel your belly expand. So breathe in, hold at the top for 4, 3, 2, 1, out through the mouth, feeling your belly flatten. Leave empty. And then breathe in again. Hold at the top. Out through the mouth. Allowing your body to soften. Breathe in again. Hold at the top. out through the mouth. And I want you to notice, see if you can just maybe roll your head around your shoulders, around your neck, roll your shoulders upwards and downwards, frontwards and backwards. Take your hands and just gently stroke your arms, your fabric, your face, even your hair if you want. Noticing the textures. Flex your thighs, your calves, your feet and your toes. Just bringing awareness to your body. Oftentimes in today's day and age, we spend so much time living in our mind. It's like we are a walking head, barely tethered to our body. But what if we got more connected to our body? We'd open up another channel of communication. There's 4 channels of communication: heart, body, mind, spirit. And we want all 4 to be online. But today, what we're going to do is we're going to see where there might be a little resistance. See if you can just sink into your body a little bit more. A few more deep breaths. Breathe in. Hold. Out through the mouth. Leave empty. Now what I want you to do, let's see if we can ask your body to speak today. Let's let your body know that you're glad all the parts of you are here. All the parts of your ancestors are here. And what I want you to do now is let's imagine that your higher self, a version of you that we'll call it your eternal self. You're all, not all knowing, but your best version, your best expression of you. The one that you are striving to become. Let's imagine that version of you is walking into a cafe. And we're going to ask your body to imagine 2 things. Imagine that your mom is standing a few feet in front of you. Notice the reactions and the energy and the expression, how your body's reacting with her standing in front of you. How does your body's emotional temperature change? Do you want to recoil? Do you want to push away? Or do you want to sink into love? Do you want to reach out and give a hug? What are the sensations and emotions inside of you? Where are you masking or pretending? Then turn to your dad, and likewise notice what feelings and sensations are in your body as he is 3 or 4 feet away. If it's too close, if you want to step back, or if you want to run, or if you want to run to him and give him a big hug. Notice the feelings in your body, and that might reveal a little bit of the work that's needed. And then let's go to the third person. Is there a third ancestor whose energy? Imagine that there's almost a silhouette of a person, or maybe you have a face and a name. Their energy is still in you, carrying on. Connect with them. Thank them for being here. Thank them for how they're trying to serve you, and ask them to show you what wounds that they experience, what wounds they carried. And I want you to go between one of these 3. So let's choose the first ancestor that you want to connect with more deeply, that you feel like there's something here that I need to work on. Something here I need to release, or something here I need to reclaim my own authority over. So turn to whichever ancestor, your mom, your dad, or the third one. And once you have clarity, just wherever you have a gentle or stronger nudge or pull towards, or even a bigger resistance towards. Sometimes that's a sign. What we resist persists, and that's almost the bullseye of where we gotta go. So I want you to imagine, if it's someone you don't feel safe with, let's say they were your abuser, or they were an abusive human, and their fears or their wounds are still carrying on, or they were negative and toxic, then I want you to imagine that you are covered with a bubble of love and safety as you're sitting near them. And maybe you can even send them to, let's imagine that you're in that cafe, and you can send them up into a TV screen on the wall. They're no longer right in front of you. And I want you to play a scene of their life. A scene of their life and their energy and how they're affecting you. Meaning it could be, is it your mom's anger or resentment or judgment coming out? And that's being projected onto your spouse or your kids or your work or his or her fear of money or wealth or health, anything along those lines. Go ahead and see what you notice there. Play that scene with that version of you up on the wall with that version of your ancestor living in you. What do you see? What emotions, what patterns, what ways are they manifesting in your life today? Ask your subconscious to show you the next scene of how they might be showing up. And if you're not getting a scene, then you can also go to your body. Where do you feel some tightness and tension in your body that maybe is not of you? Is it your chest? Is it your neck? Is it your back? Stomach? Pelvic area? Head? Somewhere else? And just put some energy and awareness towards it and thank it for being here. And let it know that you are glad it's here. And see if you can just take a moment and ask this part of an ancestor, some energy and emotion that hasn't been processed. Ask this part of you, what emotion and what energy has it been holding on to? What is it feeling? Thank it for showing up. Let it know you are glad it's here. What else is it feeling? What other fears does it have? What is it afraid might happen? What happened to this version of your ancestor? See if they will tell you. Let them know they're safe, they're not under attack, they're not in that situation anymore. Let them know it's today's date. Whatever today's date is, let them know it's okay. That you are their relative, their descendant, if they don't know you. And thank them for courageously showing up here today. And then what I want you to say, if this energy is in you and you feel it somewhere, give it a color. Ask your body, what color is it? And then once you've identified the color, any other emotions that are trapped there. And then thank your body for sharing. Thank this part of you for sharing. And then I want you to see if it's a younger version of one of your parents that were really wounded and scared and never got seen or held. Then invite that version of you maybe to crawl into your lap. Give them a hug. This little child that was wounded and hurt. And thank them for showing up. And let them know they're not in danger anymore. And then ask them, do they feel fully seen now? Are there any other concerns or fears they'd like to share? Anything else they want to share? And then what words of love and wisdom would you want to offer this version of an ancestor? And then if you're having a little trouble too separating, what I want you to proclaim or speak out loud is, my energy is mine. So just repeat after me. My energy is mine. Their energy is theirs. Their energy is theirs. Say it again. Their energy doesn't belong to me. Their stories, their emotions, their beliefs, their patterns, their wounds do not belong to me. Say that out loud. Their stories, their beliefs, their emotions, their patterns, their wounds do not belong to me. I don't have to carry their wounds and their pain to honor their legacy. Say that out loud. I don't have to carry their wounds and their patterns to honor their legacy. In fact, as I let my own energy shine, my own energy be pure, it gives them freedom to heal and to be processed too. So say that out loud as well. As I let my own energy be pure and my own highest self shine, it gives them freedom to do the same. And so what I want you to do is almost imagine that you're going to now speak their energy out of you. And imagine that you are covered with a shield of love and safety, almost like a bubble, like in the movie Black Panther, where you have these individual shields covering you. And their energy was like a blob on the outside, or like mud on the windshield. And you're just going to brush it off energetically, or like brushing off dust off furniture. And their energy was clouding you over, like, if you think of a walnut table that hasn't been dusted for 2 years, it's got a gray film over it, and you would think it's gray, but it's actually the color of walnut. As you brush off the dust, you see its true colors. Other people's energy is like that, where it contaminates our own sight of seeing who we really are, and others' ability to see who we really are, because we're contaminated with other people's energy. So it's almost like we have to do some energy hygiene, energetic hygiene. And so I want you, even if you want, you can brush off their energy from wherever it was in your body. And you're going to take some nice deep breaths in, breathe in, and just blow it out to wherever that was. See that energy from them just coming up, and one more breath. Letting their energy go. And then just seeing your energy shield and like being so sealed up and pure. Much clearer now, and just brush off any other residue that doesn't belong to you. And you can say, my energy is mine, their energy is theirs. I am whole and complete, and their energy doesn't belong to me. And then give them a big hug, and then send them on their way. That other part of your ancestor. And you can let it out. If you don't want to give them a hug, you can just command it to be, by the way. And just see if you can sink into a deeper state of acceptance that you are good, you are clean, and your energy field is yours. Your emotions, your life story is yours. You're not going to dishonor your ancestors by clearing your own energy. In fact, you give them permission to heal, and they're probably rooting for you. Lots of times I see clients, ancestors show up, and they are rooting for them to finally get clear, when all along they thought they had to carry their legacy of suffering, of pain, of whatever. But in fact, their ancestors were hoping they would be the ones to be clear. So maybe that's true for you. Allow that to soak in. And just allow yourself to drink in more of the sense of peace and calm. And notice you're going to feel lighter. If you've cleared out some of your ancestral energy, you're going to feel lighter. Much love, guys. Subscribe, share this out with a friend that needs it. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out. Much love.